Hello everyone, Angry Weasel here. Today I want to talk about my Druid Summoning build in Path of Diablo. Let's first take a look at the tree. If we take a look at the elemental tree, I've taken a few extra points in Flame Dash. You can also just put 1 point in it, but I chose to have a little bit less cooldown on the blink, so 6.8 seconds is where I feel pretty comfortable. The blink is very good for just getting around it, also to reposition your summons, so it's really important for you to be efficient with the build. I've also taken 1 point in Cyclone Armor, which I feel is more than enough. I haven't taken any in shapeshifting, since you cannot blink in a werebear form, and the cooldown is shared between that and Flame Dash. So if there's a 6.8 cooldown, there'll be a 6.8 cooldown on going into werebear form again after you blinked. So that doesn't really work for us. Now for summoning, I've maxed out my Poison Creeper, which is really good against big packs of mobs. Like versus a single mob, it's not really that great, but a big pack, it's really good, since the vines it put down, if there's a huge pack of mobs, like if it's a bigger pack of mobs, it will spread down more vines and they will stack. So against groups, it's very efficient. Also just a single point in Carrion Vine, so we get healed, so we can chill even more. And then we've, of course, maxed out Grizzly, Direwolf, and Spirit Wolf. I've also just gotten a single point in Heart of the Wolverine. I have something extra on gear, but that's just a single point I have in that. Oak Sage, I've gotten more points in that, so after I've maxed out the other things, I'm starting to get points in Oak Sage. And then just a single point in Spirit of Bombs. You don't need to, but I feel like just 1 point is fine. It's decent. It's 1000% damage returned. I don't know how efficient it is, but I feel like why not just 1 point? So yeah, I take that. But of course, if you don't want that, you don't have to. But yeah, for 1 point, I think it's a fair deal. Now this is for the end game tree. Again, later on, right now I only have 2 skillers, but I feel like when I have more skillers, I might be able to take a few points out of Spirit Wolf and reduce the cooldown even further. You would need 20 points to get it down to 0.4 seconds. I don't know if I'm ready to do that, but at least later on, I can take it down even further. For leveling, what I did for leveling, I maxed out Ravens, which is amazing while you level, and I took a single point in werebear. Just in werebear form, you have a lower breakpoint for your faster cast rate, so you can get out more Ravens faster in this form. Plus, you have more life, so that is very nice. Now for the elemental tree, I maxed out Cyclone Armor and Hurricane. It's an amazing damage source. It makes it so safe to walk around because everything is like chilled, like frozen, and everything just gets stunned all the time. And it does amazing damage. I believe when I finished Nightmare, I just went straight into Nightmare Cows and just annihilated it. So it was very, very strong. So you can try that out. I had a lot of fun just leveling with that. And since ideally before you go into Hell, you would like a Lawbringer on your Act 5 Merc. So you can deal with physical immunities. Let's take a look at my gear. I'm using Heart of the Oak, of course. It is just an amazing weapon. You get some extra life. You get +3 to all skills. It's just an amazing weapon. So yeah, I would say it's probably one of the best weapons we can use. Rain is by far the best chest, since you get another Grizzly Bear. I don't think there's any chest that will actually come close to this. Just for the pure summoning aspect. So this one I would also suggest. Spirit Monarch, I don't think anything is gonna top that either, so you should aim for 156 strength for endgame to be able to use this. Now my helmet, I'm using a Delirium, which is I don't know if it's the best, like it's not the best helmet, but the downside of it that you have like 1% chance to turn into a little mini dude. It's very rare that it actually happens to me. And when it finally happens, it's not the end of the world, because, you know, I don't do anything really. I'm just walking behind my minions. So it doesn't really stop me in my tracks to be converted into that. So the downside is not that big. And then I had it on a base with +1 to summon Direwolf and +3 to Heart of the Wolverine. Now, ideally, I would have had a +3 to Oak Sage, so you get more life, and Direwolf or Grizzly is both great options here. So, but that was basically what I could get at the time. My amulet is +3 to Druid, and then I just have some Magic Find and a Nagel Ring Magic Find and some Resist belt. And Eldritch Advance, since they are amazing, just a lot of fire resist, movement and life, and some rare gloves. And at the moment I have 2 skillers. Now for my merc, I have a Lawbringer, which I said you probably would like before you go into Hell. If you get this, you can basically switch at that point to full-on Summoner. But until then, I would just say farm Nightmare Cows until you get Lim and Co. At least you can trade for them. Treachery is a really great chest for this, because the attack speed makes hits insanely fast with a faceplate. If you also are going for faceplate, which is the fastest weapon you can go for, at the start until I think level 86, you will need a Natalia's helmet for the extra dex. So just be aware of that. You will need that until you fix that dex issue. But I'm pretty sure it's at 86 that he gets enough dex that he doesn't need to use this anymore. But enough of me talking. Let's take a look at the build. Now, my normal farming route is Act 5, and then I do a Diablo run, and then I go do a cow run. So that's my regular runs. And you can see my minions does fairly fine. Like, it's not the fastest build in the world, but it is the most chill build in the world. You're literally just chilling around, having a good time. You don't even need to drink any of those annoying mana pots or anything like that. It is very chill, and your minions just does everything for you. So you can spend your time picking up loot, looking at loot, talking to friends, and what else have you. It's a very chill build. So if that's right up your alley, you know, go for it. And with some good MF, you can also get some great jobs. Right now I'm at 137% MF, but I intend to get that higher later on. Bad. And my minions almost never die, so not really much time about resummoning or anything like that. And as you can see when I blink, all the minions get repositioned, and I talked about earlier, and it's such a quality of life for this build to be able to do that. And as I said, later on when you get more skillers, you could remove points out of the regular wolves just to get a lower cooldown on it. You could even go down to 0.4 seconds, but you will be sacrificing DPS, so I don't know if I would go down that far. Like right now for most of my stuff, it feels fairly fine, but again, you cannot blink around like a crazy person with 6.8 seconds cooldown, so that's the downside, of course. But that's more or less the build. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit me up with a subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you for the next one. If you have any questions, anything like that, be sure to ask in the comments below, or catch me on Twitch while I'm streaming. You guys have a great night. Bye.